Hey y'all, this is a video not of a how-to, but some things that I've been learning and experiencing doing a valve adjustment on this 2017 Concours 14. It's something I've been dreading doing, but something that needs to be done. I'm a little probably more meticulous than most about having their maintenance done at certain intervals. This is the first major service, just under 15,000 miles. Was due for an oil change, but figure I'd just do it all at once. First and foremost, this is a doable job. I'd suggest maybe doing it on a different bike first if you have the opportunity, but still doable. You just have to be real careful with it. Do yourself a favor, cheap insurance, get yourself the service manual from the factory. It walks you through it. This isn't the most, I should say, easy to read manual compared to other bikes that I've had. Get yourself the manual and it's very doable. Again, just under 15,000 miles. I was reading that, you can maybe put it off till 30,000, or folks even going longer than that before doing their first check. I'll tell you that at just under 15,000 miles, I had 10 that were just barely out of specification, or 2 of them that were, or at least this one here on the exhaust side, that was pretty well out of spec. So be careful with it. Take your time. It took me probably the better part of a day just to get to this point right here. As you go, put all your bolts and things back where they go. That way you won't, because it's just too much to take apart and then try to remember where to go, where they go back to. Got everything laid out here. Got my camshafts and things covered up. Stay organized when you're taking these things apart. They're organized from the throttle side over to the clutch side. In addition, just kind of an incidental finding, when you do your own maintenance on your bike, you learn a bit more about it, where things go, and if you do it periodically, you'll learn what's different, what's different, and just kind of being on top of things. Just so happened to find that it looks on the water pump here, I had some bit of, it's still leaking, bit of corrosion there. It looks like the gasket's intact. The hoses are, again, just over a year old. I've been riding the heck out of this thing, but so the hoses are in good condition, so not exactly sure where it's leaking from. But as you can see there, and on the front of the water pump housing there, it's been leaking a little bit, but wouldn't have found that out probably because the fairings completely cover that. I had only had to top off the reservoir tank once, and it was okay after that. So in addition to just whether it needs it or not, when you go through your bike like that, you kind of stay on top of everything else. But for this bike in general, there's a lot of stuff to take apart, a lot of things to go through, but it is very doable. It's not difficult, it's just time consuming. So for someone who's had their reservations or seems a bit too daunting, just get yourself the manual and go for it. I think these are reliable bikes, much more power and everything else than I'll ever need, but stay on top of the maintenance and your bike will take care of you. So there it is, just waiting on shims to come from factory. Needed 10 of them, so they'll be here in the next couple days. Then finish up doing the oil change, clean the air filter. Gonna put some engine ice in this radiator. Got a radiator guard I'm gonna throw on there. Change the oil, and then of course the rear differential, or the final gear oil as well. So it's doable. Just be patient, take your time with it, and go from there. So thanks guys, take care.